Gerald Knaus, кон крајот на минатата година презентиравте една идеја околу тоа како да се реши спорот со името со Грција. Идејата им ја презентиравте на земјите членки на Европската унија, на Европската комисија, на премиерот и лидерот на опозицијата. Дали постои ентузијазам кај луѓето на кои ми ја презентиравте оваа идеја дека може да функционира и може да доведе до решение на спорот со името?
I don't think anybody is enthusiastic about any solution to the name issue. Neither in Skopje nor in Athens, and certainly not in Europe. I mean, it's the kind of problem everybody just wants to see disappear. Now, the easiest solution for it to disappear is for a Greek prime minister to say, okay, 20 years of policy were wrong. We accept your country, however you call yourself. We lift veto. But that's not going to happen. And everybody knows that. Because Greek prime ministers or politicians of whatever party also want to be re-elected. So what we were looking for and what one needs is a solution which all sides can accept with some dignity. You know, it doesn't take away the right of Macedonians to call themselves what they are, Macedonians, but it allows a Greek prime minister to stand before the Greek electorate and say, you know, something has been achieved, in particular the geographic description of the country. And it must have a way to reassure both sides that they will not cheat each other. So this is the problem, and this was what our proposal tried to address. But no, there's no enthusiasm.
Што е суштината на оваа идеја? Ја презентиравте пред луѓето кои ги споменав. Би сакале да ја споделите и со јавноста во Македонија?
But the idea is in fact very simple. Everybody knows, I mean, in Athens and in Skopje and in Brussels, to get a solution, you know, there will need to be a compromise on the internationally used name of the country with a geographic qualification. So it will be, you know, Republic of Macedonia, Northern Macedonia, or, you know, Republic of, you know, Northern Republic of Macedonia, something like this. This is what is have negotiated for a long time. And I don't think this attacks, you know, it's not me to judge, but, you know, this, to most Europeans, you know, this doesn't look like a shocking thing, because obviously there is a Macedonia in Greece, there is, you know, Macedonia geographical description. I think should be the only compromise the two sides should agree on. How you can't call the nation, the people, the language, you know, should just stay as it is now. I don't think there will be an agreement. I think it should just be left, you know, so the status quo continues. And on the name of the country, Macedonia should say, we accept this new name in foreign languages, you know, English, French, whatever, for international use, only on the day when we join the EU. So the basic idea is you have a name of the country for international use in foreign languages. You know, in Macedonian language it stays like it is now, with a geographic qualifier. This will become, you know, used when Macedonia joins the EU, only on that day. Until then, nothing changes. And this name can now already be used instead of Fyrom.
На крајот, Gerald, како звучи македонската приказна во ушите на оние кои одлучуваат во Европската унија? Каква е атмосферата на тема Македонија во Брисел?
In Macedonia, you know, partly it's been stuck because of Greece, and partly, you know, there is an impression in some EU member states that Macedonia, you know, hasn't been as pragmatic, hasn't been as focused as it needed to be on the EU accession agenda. You know, if you compare Mr. Sanada in Croatia, you know, he's now in prison for corruption. But when it comes to the EU issue, as Prime Minister of a national party, the HDZ, he basically put history aside. You know, he didn't think that the key to Croatia was, you know, celebrating its 1,000 years of history. The key to Croatia was to convince skeptical member states. And I think the impression in Europe is that Macedonia would do more of that. Including, you know, there is concern now about some of the political tensions. You know, I'm not close enough to evaluate, but I do know there is concern in Brussels that Macedonia might be missing another big opportunity. And the people who are now in favor of Macedonia pushing forward, I think are coming closer and closer again to the point where they might give up.
Gerald, ти благодарам што си првиот гостин во рубриката интервју на Нова ТВ.